Okay, so a shit ton of stuff has happened in this last month alone. And I haven't been making any videos on it, which is pretty much the reason why I'm making this video now. Stephen Colbert danced his ass off on the Colbert Report. By the way, watch Colbert Report. Legend of Korra got another brand new trailer which announced an official release date of September 13th. We'll also be getting 2 episodes as opposed to 1 for the Legend of Korra season premiere. A bunch of news for Batman vs Superman or Superman vs Batman or Man of Steel sequel with Batman in it, that just rolls up the tongue, doesn't it, has been released in this month alone, even though it was announced like last month. Strange. And a bunch of news regarding Batman Arkham Origins has been, also released, which I really have to get on top of that because I have a whole Batman Arkham Origins update series that I really need to do another video on, but I digress. And where have I been in the time that all of this has come out? Not a goddamn thing. Well, okay, I'm kind of lying. I've been extremely, extremely, extremely busy. You're probably wondering, well, how can you be busy? It's the summer, stuff like that. Well, here's a shit ton of stuff has been going on this year alone. 2013 sucks. This is a horrible year for me and my family and just everything around us. Just a giant black cloud pretty much above our heads the entire goddamn year of 2013. I'm seriously counting down the days until 2014. Usually the even years are the best years. But yeah, 2013 sucks. Just plain simple. Nothing has been going right since like January 1st, since day one pretty much. Nothing has been going good. And just little shit in between. Just certain stuff that I can't talk about. I'm allowed to, but I'm choosing not to because I really don't need to post my whole personal life on YouTube. And this channel is for my, just I just do this channel for fun. I don't want a bunch of bad, unhappy shit on my channel. Uh, and also my iPod broke, so I was unable to make videos just straight off of that. It slipped out of my pocket into a car door. Probably see where this is going, and I jammed it in a car door, and that just was the end of that. It had an auto box on it, so yeah, auto box, they kind of suck and are really fucking cheap. And then my laptop broke, and if I was really desperate, I usually do my videos off of my laptop and its webcam there. If I'm really that desperate, and now I've become, and if you're wondering how I'm doing this video right now, well, I got a new laptop. I got it for free, so I can't really complain about anything like that. So I'm doing this off of YouTube's, record straight from, your webcam thingy. So that's why the quality in this video is very, very much suffering. Uh, I mean, none of the quality in my other videos have been like A. I mean, that was shit. Now this is just super shitty, so I apologize about that. Uh, but yeah, you probably want to hear me talk about some shit. Well, and you're probably wondering, well, you didn't talk about any of that other stuff that you mentioned in this video. What are you going to talk about here? Well, I mentioned Batman versus Superman, Superman versus Batman, Man of Steel sequel with Batman in it, what the fuck ever. Now, all of you know that I am super hyped up about this movie. This is like my most anticipated movie for 2015. And this movie doesn't even come out for like another 2 years. Well, year and a half. It's been announced that the estimated release date for the movie is going to be July 17th, 2015. So that's good, I guess. We got like a year and a half to go. And a shit ton of news has been announced for this. Um, Such as Frank Miller being a consultant on the film, which really bothers me because I hope he's a consultant for the rating of Batman as opposed to Superman. Because as much as I like the Dark Knight Returns story, it's a good Batman story, but a horrible Superman story. In that comic book, Superman is just the complete antithesis of what Superman is. He's a moron, and he's just poorly written, and I guess Frank Miller's just not that big of a Superman fan. That's why he's usually written Batman comics as opposed to Superman comics. So I hope he's at least a consultant on the movie for the writing of Batman. I mean, after all, this is the introduction to Batman to this new, I guess, DC Cinematic Universe, as fans are calling it. Um, Actually, no, it still does worry me if Frank Miller is consultant for Batman vs Superman, Superman vs Batman, Man of Steel sequel with Batman in it. I mean, like, have you seen his recent comics with Batman, All-Star Batman and Robin, The Dark Knight Strikes Again? So, yeah, I actually still am fucking worried, even if he is a consultant for just Batman as opposed to Superman. Um, and a bunch of other stuff has popped up. But the one thing that, the reason why I'm making this video right now, and the reason why I've become so desperate I need to use YouTube's, you know, webcam video, and why the quality in this video is extremely shitty, is because it has been officially announced and confirmed who the actor playing Batman will be. You know, that came out totally wrong. It's been officially announced and confirmed, you know, who will be playing Batman in the new Superman and Batman movie coming out in 2015. And it's been officially announced that Ben Affleck, yes, the Ben Affleck from, you know, movies like Armageddon, uh, Geely, Pearl Harbor, just to name a few of his bad films, will be playing Batman, the Caped Crusader, the Dark Knight, in the upcoming Batman vs Superman movie. And I figured a lot of people would really like to know what I think about this casting decision and what I think about it. You know, my personal, just my 2 cents. I don't mind this. Yeah, I know. I really just amped it up right there just to make you think I was gonna fucking flip out, but I don't mind this. And I know I'm a fucking minority on that. I'm probably like the one person in the world right now who thinks that Ben Affleck playing Batman is a good idea. Now, do I love this casting decision? Do I think it's absolutely amazing, the best thing to happen to Batman yet? No. Immediately when I heard this bit of news, I immediately said to myself several times over, wait, what? Those were my exact words as I, you know, had found out about this casting decision. But I totally question this because it makes you wonder why other actors such as, you know, Michael Fassbender, who, if there's gonna be anybody who plays Batman in live action in the future, it has to be Michael fucking Fassbender. It really does make you wonder why actors like Michael Fassbender or John Hamm, Josh Brolin, uh, what's his name? The guy who played Bones in the new Star Trek movies, what's his name? He was also Judge Dredd in Dredd. Carl Urban, that was it, Carl Urban. Makes you wonder why actors like that were not considered, even considered, for, you know, this role. It really does make you wonder, like, they choose Ben Affleck, but they don't even consider Michael Fassbender or anything else. That kind of pissed me off. But honestly, in future Batman adaptations, live action or whatever, I'm not going to get upset about the said decision. I'm not going to get even excited or ecstatic about the decision. I just said I personally don't mind this decision. And the reason for that being is, and I'm going to quote The Dark Knight Rises about this. And the reason why I think that this is not, I don't think that this is a bad casting decision, nor do I think it's a great casting decision. And here's my reasoning. Anybody can be Batman. And that's a quote from The Dark Knight Rises. That's the whole point of Batman. Anybody can be Batman. And what I mean by that is, people are complaining that they cannot see Ben Affleck in the role as Batman. And actually, I will be making a bunch of Ben Affleck jokes in this. Like, Matt Damon's going to be Robin, and Jennifer Lopez as the Joker, or Kevin Smith. Oh my god. He's, you know, Ben Affleck is going to be playing Batman in Batman vs Superman. Rumor has it that every single time you say that, Kevin Smith jizzes his pants, which he probably is. Affleck, you were the bomb in fams, yo, but I digress. God, I love Kevin Smith movies. Tip Jersey Girl, that sucked. But I'm really getting off track here. But the people are complaining about Ben Affleck as Batman in the upcoming Batman vs Superman movie because people say that they can't see Ben Affleck playing Batman, and that's what I immediately thought when I first saw it. So I was very like, what? Why Ben Affleck? That's so weird. And I can understand why people cannot see him playing Batman, but I really, do we really have to, refresh ourselves about this? Do we really have to remind ourselves about this, people? That's why a character like Batman is absolutely amazing, because almost anybody can play him. And, if people say, oh, I just can't see that person, playing Batman, that makes it even better because you would never expect that said person to play Batman. And this really takes me back to the 1989 Batman movie, with Tim Burton. Tim Burton did it, and Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson. Um, People hated um, uh, Michael Keaton's, the decision that Michael Keaton would play Batman, because they just couldn't see him in the role, because he was a very comedic actor. He was in a lot of comedic movies like Beetlejuice or Mr. Mom, just to name a few of his comedic, roles in certain movies. Um, people just couldn't see him in the role. But that's the point of actors playing Batman. You have to choose actors that you would never, ever, see, you would never at all, connect with Batman. And that's the whole point of Batman. Like, you would never expect this billionaire playboy asshole to be this, guy who takes, justice into his own, who takes the law into his own hand. You would never expect that. That's why, Ben Affleck's, the whole announcement that Ben Affleck's playing Batman doesn't bother me, because if people say, oh, I can't see him in the role, that's the point. That's the whole entire point. I really am kind of upset that we have to remind ourselves, that people have to remind others about this. That's the whole point of actors playing Batman. You would never expect this person to be Batman. That's the whole fucking point. And, people said that, Michael Keaton would suck as Batman back in the 1989 Batman movie when he was announced to play Batman, and he did a great job, and he's one of the best actors to portray Batman on screen ever. Not the best, but one of the best, and a lot of people will, that's very debatable, but, one of the best in my opinion. My favorite's Kevin Conroy, if you want to know. I said it a billion other times. So that's why it doesn't bother me that Ben Affleck is playing him. And I know a lot of people are also saying, oh, he's just done nothing but bad movies, like, Geely, Jersey Girl, Armageddon, Pearl Harbor, just to name a few. He's just done nothing but bad movies. Guys, Ben Affleck has done plenty of good fucking movies, okay? Chasing Amy, Mallrats, Dogma, every Kevin Smith movie he's been in, besides Jersey Girl. Jersey Girl sucks. If you want to know my opinion on that, it sucks. It's bad. George Carlin, why are you in that? I digressed again. The Town, Argo. Good fucking God, he won a goddamn Oscar for that movie. That won Best fucking Picture of the Year, and people still hate Ben Affleck. And the big thing that everybody is, making fun of him for being, casted as Batman, Daredevil. Now, I'm just gonna fucking say it. I love Daredevil. I don't give a shit what anybody else says. I love Daredevil. I think it's a good movie. Is it the best comic book movie ever? Not even close. It has flaws, but I like Daredevil. I think it's a decent movie. The director's cut's a better version. If you really want to see the good version of that movie, the editor screwed whoever was in that, whoever directed that movie, Mark Steven Johnson, over, and the studio pushed for a shorter version of the movie. That's why it suffered, really. Go watch the director's cut. It's not that bad of a movie. And usually, if Ben Affleck is in a bad movie, he usually does good in it. I like Ben Affleck as an actor. Has he done a shit ton of bad movies? Yeah, definitely. Geely, Jersey Girl, just to name a few, like I mentioned before. But he's also done a number of good movies. And honestly, people just like to hate on Ben Affleck. I mean, yeah, he's done a lot of bad movies, and he was bad in them. And Daredevil, for instance, someone said, here's the thing. Daredevil was a decade ago, 10 years ago, Daredevil was. Were you ever good at your job 10 years ago compared to today? Maybe he's gotten better with age. I don't think he was bad in Daredevil, but to the people that thought he was just absolutely horrible in Daredevil, you know, again, that was 10 years ago. Were you really great at your job 10 years ago compared to today? I fucking hated that he won a Best Picture for Argo, a movie that I think he wrote. I definitely know he directed it, and he even starred in it. He was great in it. Um, but people still hate him. Well, no. It's not that they still hate him even after that. People loved him for a while. They said that, oh, he's been making great movies recently, and now with this Batman announcement, he's Batman now? Like, oh, God, now I just hate him again. It's like they loved him, and they said, oh, I've always hated Ben Affleck. No. I really have a lot of respect for Ben Affleck. And it really does surprise me that he got the role for Batman, because there was a rumor a while back, like 6 months ago, I think almost a year ago, that he was going to do the Justice League movie. He was going to direct it, and he might have even starred in it, but that was completely false, and now he's just playing Batman. I really don't. That's very strange to me, but I don't think Ben Affleck is a bad actor. I think he's been in a lot of bad movies, and I'm pretty sure he just kind of looked at those scripts and he was like, I'm just gonna phone it in here. I'm just doing this for a paycheck. I'm not gonna try. And if you looked at the scripts at like Geely and Jersey Girl or Armageddon, would you have tried? Would you have really fucking tried? I mean, come on. And you know what? If people are not expecting Ben Affleck to be a good Batman, I want to say this. Did anybody expect Heath Ledger to be a good Joker? No, they didn't. Did anyone expect Anne Hathaway to be a great Catwoman? No. But she turned out to be a great Catwoman, in my opinion. Did anyone expect the dude? Did anyone expect the fucking villain from Star Trek Nemesis to be a menacing Bane? No. But they all turned in great performances. Everyone had bad expectations for them from the start, and they turned in great performances. Memorable performances that I will remember till the day I die. Fuck it, not even till the day I die. In the afterlife, I'll still remember those great performances. So I really just hated that, people are hating on this. Now, am I going to, praise this decision from the rooftops and say that this is genius and that this is absolutely amazing? No, I'm very neutral about this. I don't think it's a horrible decision. I don't think it's a great decision. I think that they could have gone with a lot of better decisions. But I don't want to hate Ben Affleck from the start. People are already immediately dismissing this movie just based on Ben Affleck alone. I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's been in a lot of bad movies, and he's been bad in them. But then again, would you have tried if you were given the script to fucking Geely? Really? And I don't think he's a bad actor. He's made a lot of bad decisions with his movies. He was bad in them. But that was almost, like with Daredevil. People say he's bad in Daredevil. That was 10 years ago. And look to yourself. Were you good at your job 10 years ago as you are today? Probably not. And if you were, then, well, I guess you have the answer to everything, don't you? So, again, I don't think this is a horrible decision. I am not immediately dismissing this movie based on this alone. But I don't absolutely love this decision. I think we should at least wait for a fucking trailer. I don't think that we should jump to any conclusions yet. The fucking movie isn't even being done. The movie's not even done, being written yet. And the movie doesn't even go into production for, another, year. So, just wait for, a trailer or something to immediately jump on the bandwagon. Jump on the, the Ben Affleck hate bandwagon, and really, it also comes off as people hating Ben Affleck, playing Batman, just because he's fucking Ben Affleck, and he's made a lot of bad movies. But, again, he's made some great movies out there. He won a fucking Oscar for making a good movie. A fucking Oscar. He's won 2 Oscars so far. 2. And yet, everybody still hates the fucking guy. Why? Because he's made a couple bad movies? He's also made a couple good movies, too. So give the guy a fucking break. Just don't immediately jump to the conclusion that he'll be a good Batman, because maybe it will turn out that he'll be a great Batman. And if he turns out to be a bad Batman, well, then I'm probably going to take this video down and, you know, facepalm and just have the biggest fucking facepalm ever, thinking, what the fuck was I thinking when I made that video? But those are just my 2 cents on Batman. It is just my 2 cents on Ben Affleck playing Batman in the upcoming Batman Superman movie. And I'm going to be really fucking pissed off if they call it Batman versus Superman. It's a Man of Steel sequel first. At least call it Superman versus Batman. And that's another thing. I did not want this to be a versus movie. I wanted it to be a team up movie. If Batman and Superman are going to in any way, shape, or form fight in the movie, have it just be like Thor and Iron Man fighting in the Avengers, where it's like one scene, and then they decide, hey, fighting's not gonna get us anywhere, and they team up to stop whatever villain. And it better be fucking Brainiac. If you're gonna have Superman team up with Batman, it's gotta be a villain that's just as strong as them put together, not Lex Luthor. It just doesn't make any sense. Unless you have both, Lex Luthor and Brainiac, which then, if it's that, then that's fine with me. But those are just my 2 cents on it. And you're probably wondering, well, if you didn't want it to be a versus movie, then why didn't you, how did you not expect that? They opened up the whole, announcement of Batman versus Superman with, a quote from one of the only comics that has Batman and Superman fighting. How did you not expect that? Well, they said that they had a hard time looking for something to open up this announcement, so I just took it as them having the, Batman beating Superman line as the only thing that they could find that actually related to this announcement or whatever. But I'm, kind of going off track here. So, do I like this? Do I absolutely love the decision that Ben Affleck is Batman? No, not at all. But do I absolutely hate it? Not at all. I'm very neutral about it. I'm enthusiastic and I want to see him succeed as Batman. Nothing more than that. I want to see him really fucking succeed and be a good Batman. And to those, and I don't think even a lot of people expected Christian Bale to be. I mean, it was like he played like a serial killer in American Psycho. Why would anyone expect an actor who plays serial killer to be a good Batman who constantly fights serial killers? Stuff like that. I don't think a lot of people. Maybe some people didn't expect it, but I think a lot of people actually did expect him to play good Batman, and he did play good Batman. But yeah, those are just my very extended thoughts on Ben Affleck playing Batman in Batman vs Superman. I really want him to succeed. I really want him to prove everybody who doubts this wrong. And there's actually a picture I found on Twitter of an art drawing of Ben Affleck's face, in the Batman cowl. I'll put a link in the description to it because it's a really nice fan drawing and the way I want Ben Affleck to look, in Batman vs Superman. So yeah, those are my, thoughts on it, if you're wondering. So I'll see you guys soon. I hope to make more videos. So with that said, I'll, see you guys soon. And, yeah.